Hey guys, back with another video and talking about how this article is pretty much very wrong, and I'm gonna provide some counter arguments to why I think this article is wrong. So the article is why you shouldn't install Windows on a Steam Deck, and then the writer, this is from Windows Central, says, that's right, this writer for a Windows site says you shouldn't buy a Steam Deck and put Windows on it. Kind of an interesting take because the Steam Deck is just running basically PC hardware. It's running an AMD APU, so it's running a normal CPU. It has normal RAM, and it's got basically PC components, just it has a built-in controller. It's basically a PC. And the writer says, no, you shouldn't buy it and put Windows 10 or 11 on it. And then it said, but it's true, even though Valve says you can install Windows on a Steam Deck, it would be a pretty terrible idea. Nobody should do it. Just because it is a PC doesn't mean you should completely forego the stock experience. Now, he's kind of right there. You probably don't want to go away from the stock experience sometimes, but there are times that you do want to go away from the stock experience. For example, my brother only plays Minecraft. And Minecraft, if you don't know, you can't get it on Steam. So if you want to play Minecraft, you're going to have to load Windows onto a Steam Deck to be able to play Minecraft. If you want to play Fortnite on a Steam Deck, you're going to have to load Windows onto a Steam Deck to be able to play it. So I think those are pretty valid use cases. But he keeps going and says, regardless of your opinion of Valve or its head, Gabe Newell, or what you believe their combined master plan will destroy Windows might be, there's a reason Steam Deck doesn't run Windows after all, aside from having to license the software and pass on the added costs. The buyers slapping Windows on the Steam Deck and calling it a day would have been the easiest thing to do. Well, not really. I mean, they would have had to pay Microsoft to license Windows, which would have added to their costs, and they already had a Linux-based OS done because SteamOS, which was released many years ago, it was already out, and Valve had put at least 5-6 years into supporting SteamOS, which is a Linux distribution that you can download, and it's ready to play Steam games on it. It doesn't play every game very well, and not every game is supported, but you can download it and install it on your PC. So I think they just are leveraging work that they had already done, and they had already done like a whole UI layout for it. So they thought they could build some middleware and do that. So building the middleware, they don't have to have the Windows licensing cost. And then that Valve just said, well, we already also have this working Linux distribution. Why don't we just use it? And we can get most of our games, or most of the games that people want to play, using our own OS, and we can forego having to pay Microsoft. I think that's really what it all boils down to, is that they already had done the work with SteamOS, and they're just modifying it and releasing it to the Steam Deck. And it says, certainly a lot easier than building your own custom Linux-based. Yeah, so he's saying it would have been easier to just throw Windows on it. If you ever try to properly navigate Windows without a mouse and keyboard, tablet mode on Windows is proof enough. You need one. And let's not forget, technically Steam Deck is a PC. Yeah, so this is where this guy's wrong again, because, on Windows 10, you have touch capability, and on the Steam Deck, you're going to have a touch screen. So if you install Windows, you're going to have a touchscreen keyboard. So it's going to be pretty intuitive. It's going to make it into like a tablet experience. So you're going to be able to navigate by just tapping on the screen and installing and typing away at what you need to get. to get your Epic Games launcher installed, or to get Minecraft installed, or to get your Minecraft mods installed, or whatever you're doing that's away from the stock experience. If you want to download, the Battle.net client and download Overwatch, you can do that, and you can do it all through the touchscreen, and I think it would be pretty easy to do. So I don't really get why he's saying that you shouldn't install Windows. And then it says Valve is responsible for making that experience as good as can be. Yeah, I mean, the Windows is probably not going to be as optimized, but people have different use cases. My brother, literally 100% of all the gaming that he does is only in Minecraft. So if he wanted a Steam Deck and he wanted a portable experience, he'd buy a Steam Deck and he'd load Windows on it. He's not going. Certain people. One of my friends wants to get a Steam Deck so he can do his WoW dailies from his Steam Deck, so he doesn't have to do it from his desktop. He can just do his WoW dailies like on the couch, and while he's like watching TV or whatever. So it's like you have these different use cases of people who want to use the Steam Deck for different applications that aren't supported on Steam. And the only caveat would be, the UI might not be as good to navigate. And also, maybe your battery life takes a slight hit, but your battery life could get better. Nobody knows. And battery life could get way better because you don't have to do all these crazy middleware calculations and stuff. So maybe people's battery life gets better. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. This guy I don't really agree with at all. There's always Windows-based handhelds, so he's like, you should already buy one of these. And that's the funny thing is, like, he's bringing up the Ineo, and you look at the Ineo, and it's literally the same hardware as a Steam Deck, pretty much. It's got your controllers here, and it's got an AMD APU, right? An AMD APU. And as you can see, it also says it runs Windows. So I don't see the difference. It's like it's running the same hardware. It's running an AMD APU with Radeon graphics. This is 6 cores. If we look at the Steam Deck is running 4 cores, 8 threads. But this is actually a 6-core, 6-thread part. There's no SMT. There's no multi-threading on it. So, this device actually runs Windows. So it doesn't really make sense. It's like since this is pretty much the same hardware, very similar, not the same, very similar hardware, and similar performance. I think the Ineo is slightly less powerful than the Steam Deck, or a little less powerful, but it can run Windows and it does it just fine. And that's the stock experience is Windows. So, I think, I've modded systems in the past. I've put, CyanogenMod on, Android phones. And I've put Linux on Windows laptops. And it didn't really kill my laptop. When I put CyanogenMod on a cell phone that had a different distribution of Android, it didn't kill the phone. So I think everybody can just disregard what this guy's saying, and you can put Windows on the Steam Deck. It's not going to be perfect, but I really think that it's not going to be that bad. Of course, I wouldn't say people buy a Steam Deck and then load Windows onto it. You probably want to wait and then see somebody do a review of Windows on a Steam Deck. There's probably YouTubers out there like SpawnWave who's going to put Windows on his Steam Deck like within a month, and you're going to be able to tell his impressions of it and if it actually works okay and works all right and the drivers and everything are stable. So you shouldn't run out and buy it and just throw Windows on it. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. I mean, the Ineo exists, and it works well. The Ineo works well. I think the Steam Deck will work well. So Yeah, for anybody who's on the fence, like, I don't know. I think, yeah, you can buy it, use the stock OS. If you see people have a good experience with Windows, I would throw Windows on it, and then, you know, you can play games that you can't otherwise play, especially if people are Fortnite fans or people are, yeah, Fortnite fans or Minecraft fans, places where you exclusively have to use the Steam Deck, or exclusively you have to use Windows on the Steam Deck. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. You gotta go and put Windows on it then. But a lot of people are not going to mod the Steam Deck. This is like maybe like 1 to 2% of all the user base is probably going to mess around with putting Windows on their Steam Deck. Maybe 5%. I don't know. Who knows what the numbers are going to be, but I don't think a whole lot of people are going to mess around with getting off of the stock experience, because you're going to have to buy Windows, and then you're going to have to, load Windows on there. And who knows if you're going to be able to go back easily to Steam's Steam Deck OS or whatever it's going to be like. So I'd probably wait and see, but I don't think it's going to be that hard to put Windows on it. It's got an unlocked bootloader. It's going to be able to accept a Windows flash drive, and you're going to be able to load Windows on it if you choose to. So Valve made a very open statement, and they have an open system, so you can literally put whatever distro you want on the Steam Deck. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say is, yeah, I mean, I think this guy's wrong, and I think the Steam Deck can easily handle Windows, and I don't really see it being that terrible of an experience. But definitely, guys, probably just wait and see how the performance is, and if it's something that you guys want to do. I wouldn't buy a Steam Deck just to put Windows on it, because, yeah, nobody really knows how good or how bad the performance is going to be, but it's probably going to be pretty good, because it's better, it's faster than the Ineo, the Steam Deck is, and so I think the performance should be pretty good. All right, see you guys.